I mean, look, Manscaped, Mark Holmes. Mark Holmes doesn't have a cannoli. Okay? He doesn't have a cannoli. He's a unit. He had his nuts chopped off, what, 28 years ago after they fired Jimmy? The Cowboys have been neutered like a cat for the last 28 years.
Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Rise and grind. Yeah, rise and grind. Time to make the donuts, but it's Friday. Yes, thank God it's Friday. People are loving the fact that today is Friday. But we are waking up here in a dreary South Jersey. Well, the lawn is kind of green with all the rain that we're getting. Never seen so many thunder and lightning storms. Surprised I haven't lost power more often. We did get through our live stream. Went longer than I expected, as always. May go back to the 8:30 time slot because I get up at 4:45. But I woke up to a bunch of texts this morning. Yeah. I woke up to a bunch of texts this morning regarding a video that Mark Holmes did. And I guess I gotta respond. First and foremost, I was gonna call him, wait and call him, but he didn't call me, which is weird. He just made a video, which you would think you would want to double check the facts and stuff. Especially, you called me your son, Mark. I told Mark this a couple times. My brother, God rest his soul, passed away at the age of 29. He was 7 years older than me, so my brother would have been 61. So actually, my only brother, was older than Mark. So I always said, Mark, I'm more like your little brother, rather than a son. So, but hey, you want to call me? You call me your son? He call me your son. Regardless, Mark knows I love him. We've been through a lot together. Do me and Mark always agree? Nope, absolutely not. We were in a couple yelling matches in Dallas. At the end of the day, it's all good. We don't have to always agree with everything. I think we agree most of the time now. But I guess Momo, who I love, we all love Momo, all right? I guess Momo called him, felt the need to call him. Now, Momo, see, if anybody doesn't know and watch my Wednesday night stream, it's called the NFC East Clash, okay? What I do is, me, Primetime, the co-host, when he's, and then we'll bring on one guest, one Zoom crew member. You have to be a Zoom crew member, all right? You have to be a Zoom crew member. Not a Game Time Brian crew, the Zoom crew member. Like, I've been a part of Mark Holmes' tailgate membership for 4 years. You look it up. You see what you're talking about. That's the best possible support for one individual. And there's a bunch of us. We love Mark. But in this particular instance, it's just surprised he didn't give me a call. It's like what are we doing here? But it is what it is. I'll respond. So anyway, we had Chris Dooley representing the Commanders. We had Joe DeMasi representing the Cowboys. We had Bobby Babinski representing the Eagles. And we had Jesse Montanez representing the Giants. We went over an hour. Okay, we were going at it with each other. It was all lighthearted, talking questions against. I think it's it's like the show is off to a wonderful start. Let's put it that way. Viewership, everything involved, it's off to a great start. But, I don't have Mark Holmes' talents where I can make wood plaques and stuff, or I don't have the wherewithal to do all that, nor do I want to. I leave it to him. As a matter of fact, Mark's doing 2 plaques for me now for last year's fantasy football, Game Time Brian Football League, and Pigskin Pick'em. One's going to Primetime Phil, and one is going to Eagles Drew. Yes, Eagles Drew, the subject at hand. So that's the show, but I open it up to all the Zoom callers. Anybody who wants to Zoom in after that, since I don't offer You know, I do have a merch store. I give away shirts, cups, and stuff. I do that. But I don't offer anything special like what Mark can do. He's a very talented person. So I try and have more Zoom calls. You know, I try and do more Zoom calls. So that people can be on camera, especially this time of year. We have, what, less than 2 weeks to go before the start of training camp. So we're in an area where, now this show will continue throughout the season. It's that successful. We're going to grow it, and hopefully we get more Zoom crew members. But it did get out of hand. Since Marky didn't call me, I'm going to tell you, it did get out of hand with nothing disrespectful. Actually, the only body who was disrespectful was probably me. Well, if you want to say Hallie Pierce was disrespected, maybe talk to Hallie Pierce. Hallie Pierce will tell you she was not disrespected. What it got into was Eagle Drew joined, right? And Eagle Drew, I feel like I need to have his back in this. Who is a channel member? Mark Holmes once told me, you don't always agree. Sometimes you welcome the negative, especially if they're channel members. Meaning what? Not subscribers, people. We're talking people that pay $4.99 a month to have their say on the channel. I don't think I've ever heard Drew use one curse word. I don't think I've ever heard it. Me and Drew will go at each other and we don't agree. But like Momo, love Momo too. Momo is great. I love Momo. I brought him on the Philly 500 show. I brought him on the Cop Pizzle show. You know, with you. And I believe it was Bad Dog. I brought him on with Bad Dog. Or no, was it? No, it wasn't Bad. It was, anyway, it was Philly 500, Cop Pizzle, and Momo represented Washington. You represented Dell. I'm nothing but nice to Momo. But like Momo gets on these long-winded soliloquies, and he's saying that Drew was disrespecting Hallie. Nothing he said, he just wouldn't let her get a word in edgewise. I don't think because Drew's on a cell phone that he could hear people talking. And where I stepped in to Momo, I do it to Momo all the time. Momo doesn't stop talking. So I guess one would say Momo's being disrespectful. But I don't do that. I love Momo. He's a channel member. Eagles Drew is a channel member. So, like Leo is he's not a Zoom crew. I let him in on occasion. He's a Game Time Brian crew, which is a lower tier. But he does the same thing. He'll go on these long-winded answers, and I'd have nothing against that. But when you have a Zoom call and you have an audience, you want to get in, get out, get in, get out, get in, get out. You want to get your Cowboys digs in, get it in, and get it out quick so everybody. And what I've learned from Mark is, even though on the Zoom call we could all hear each other, we think we're having a conversation, you know, by the fire. You know, we think we all hear each other clear in the Zoom link. But on the channel, on the broadcast, it's not good. All I care is what the people at home are watching and how they perceive it, how they can hear it. If they can't understand what we're saying, then what are we doing? I love yous all, but I don't need to have a Zoom crew until 11:30, or a Zoom call 11:30, 11:45 at night when I gotta get up at 4 a.m. Hold that thought. I got a mobile order for Colleen.
You can pull up.
Thank you. So we'll see who's So Mitch is no longer working at this Dunkin' Donuts. So let's do that. Thank you. Appreciate it. Ooh, almost a. See you later. So anyway, that's basically what was going on. Was once everybody came in, I would say, Mark, there was probably, I don't know, you guys do the math. There was probably 18 Zoom people. It was jammed, right? It was jammed. It was jammed, and people were feeling good. They were talking, but then they started talking over each other, and some people get tuned out more. Like some people are more aggressive than others. Eagles Drew, he'll keep going. He won't stop when he hears somebody else talk because he thinks he's getting cut off. But after 20 seconds, you've had a lot to say. Again, I feel like I got to come to Eagles Drew's, and I think if you talk to Hallie Pierce, she would say the same thing. Momo left because he felt disrespected, but Momo, you do the same thing where I don't think you can hear with the cell phone that you're using that you don't let anybody else talk. I'm not going to run. I'm just surprised that you didn't call me after this show. Nobody was disrespected. Again, and we were all saying, we love Momo. And what happened? You came back. Again, I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. I want to give Zoom calls as much as possible. I do 2-3 a week. So I'm trying to let the people get their voice. I like that better than taking phone calls. Number one, it costs money to get another line in. And phone calls, you get a lot of cranks. You get a lot of crank calls. And I don't got time for all that. I see other, YouTube members, like YouTubers doing that. And I'm a novice at this thing. Yeah, I'm doing well, but, I just really started. I'm a baby in this. What? We're going on, Mark, this is going on what? I don't even know. I started a channel basically when we went to the Hall of Fame game. And that was 2 years ago. So we're going on 3 years, maybe? Or 2 years? 2.5 years? 3 years? I don't know. Put in the comments. How long ago? We went to the... I guess it was 2 years ago. I think it's coming on 2 years, 2 or 3 years. I lose track. So, I'm relatively new at this. I'm getting better, but and if you watched, I went off on Drew. And people, I took hits in the comments. Let them talk. Well, Eagle fans want to hear their guys talk. I get it. But we got to get in and get out. That's the way, especially if it's just 4 people. And I've asked Drew to be on the 4-person panel because it's easier to have him on that way because I know how he is. He likes to go on and get his comments and have these long... There's nothing wrong with that, but it's better when you have it in a smaller group. Then open up. We got to be... As much as we hate Dallas or Eagles or Commandos, we need to know who's in. We got multiple people that are part of the channel that need to speak. So that's all, and I handled it. But watching the video or the title, and then basically making it seem like Mark, I believe you said, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I watch your videos. That's the difference. You said you could do whatever you want with your channel. No. I stopped it and nipped it in the bud. You know that. And you don't like personal attacks. Well, okay. You go on Dan Silio's show every Wednesday, and there's nothing but a personal attack, yet you still keep going. That's all they do is a personal attack you in that chat. But, again, I try and nip it in the bud. Somebody else said something in the chat. I stopped the whole stream and said, let's stop it. And as God is my witness, I said, Mark is one of the nicest people I know. Stop talking negative on it. It's over. It's like enough is enough. It's not funny anymore. Unless you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. If I don't open up the Zoom calls, how come you don't let us talk, yada yada, and then when I do, you know what happens? It's not always going to be perfect. I got to come up with a system where, I guess if we keep doing this enough, they'll get the hint that, there's a time and place to go off and have long-winded answers. But Hallie Pierce, please, Hallie. Hallie was fine. Hallie's a big girl, Mark. Hallie's a big girl. She told Drew the deal, and Drew sat there quiet and listened and apologized. Not that Drew did anything horribly wrong other than speak his love for the Philadelphia Eagles. That's all he did. Now, as the host of the show, you go, well, Brian, you talk a lot. Well, It's my show. Sorry. I'm the reason why you guys are all together. Not to say I'm above anybody. I'm just saying, I got to interject at some point like Mark does all the time. I have to interject to keep the show going right. But again, as I approach my destination, the first hour and 15 minutes was all calm, cool, and collected. And then we bring in the Zoom crew. Listen, there is not many people. I know when I go on Louis T's show, they go 3.5 hours. I'm too old for that. I ain't gonna lie, right? Especially if I gotta get up at 4:45 the next day. So I may go back to the 8:30 time slot. But if you want a good give and take, then stay for the first hour and 15. Most of your live streams, Mark, are no longer than an hour and 15. So if you want a good give and take, then do that. Now I gotta find a way to get in here. Who's parking these big vehicles over here? Logan, I don't know if I'm gonna make it, Logan. Yeah, I got lots of room in this beat. I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna be nice today. Damn. What the frig, man? Come on, this is ridiculous. Yeah, who decided to park this here? Well, it's ridiculous. I can't even get into a parking spot. Sorry. You're getting a little behind the scenes. Look at that, professional driver, baby. Clear! Poof. Poof. Yeah, baby, let's roll. Anyway, to sum it all up, listen. Nobody was disrespected. Nobody was whatever the term was meant, okay? No more than what Leo does, no more than what Momo does, no more than what Ego Drew does. Again, I apologize to Hallie. At the time, Hallie, if you talk to Hallie, Hallie would tell you the same thing. There was no personal attacks. Hallie stuck up for herself. Hallie's a big girl. She said, let other people talk, as I was doing throughout this whole process. If you like a chaos, join us for the first hour and 15 minutes. If you like off the rails, where me and Drew go at each other, which a lot of people like, then stay for the late night part of the episode. I'm not changing much, okay? It is what it is. I'm going to, again, I don't have a lot to offer. So as far as, to me, I want people to get their money's worth when they are part of the Game Time Brian channel. But again, me and Mark are fine. At least I thought we were fine. Mark, give me a call next time. I will set the record straight. Momo, call me, brother, if you came back. There's no need to exacerbate it. The comment section, my comment section is a lot better than most, especially Jacob Sports, especially when Mark Holmes goes on there. I try and nip it in the bud, but just like Twiz the Jigga. Twiz the Jigga was upset that I missed his channel member comment. Again, I have 1,000 things going on. He called me a shithead. What did I proceed to do, Twiz? Tell the people. I returned fire. I think I called you a shithead probably 3-4 times. In the end, it's all love. I read the chat. He got his point across. It's over. No grudges here. Again, I'm not sure what's going on, Momo. Next time, call me. You got my number. I thought this was over. You left. You came back. But then you call Mark, and then Mark's making a video, and he puts out a certain picture that was really not the case at all. So I got to come to Ego's Drew. It pains me to come to his defense, but it's true. He did nothing wrong other than when we have that amount of people in here, we need to stay in and out. Dallas sucks and get out. Eagles suck, get out. It's as simple as that. No harm, no foul. Hallie took care of herself, put boot to ass, and it was good. So, all right. That's it for me. We're getting long-winded here. I'm sitting in the parking lot. I got to go in and get to work. Why? Because people called out. Yes, people called out. Again, they can't show up and do their job. It's ridiculous. Nobody wants to work these days. But all right, Game Time Brian is out. It's Friday. No show with Primetime Phil. That means I will definitely be doing a show tomorrow night. I'm going to do a live lunchtime chat after work today. I guarantee that's going to be a channel member Zoom. So we could address this again there. I will reach out to Mark after this video is uploaded. I'm going to add him so he actually watches my video, because I know he's busy and he doesn't have time to watch my videos. I will, and maybe me and Mark will do something when he could fit me in, right? Because he's a busy man, as I. So, stay tuned. Getting spicy. This is what happens in the off season when there's not much to talk about except how great the Eagles are and how Dallas stinks. If I get one more article slanting, Dallas is not even in the top 10. Dallas this, Dallas that. Again, I get a lot of videos that say how great Dallas is. Mark knows I get copyrighted most of the time when I try and share it. You got to edit it and you got to be crazy in how you display it. That's why I use a lot of DallasCowboys.com stuff, because you can say whatever you want about Dallas. They do not edit, or they do not copyright anybody for the most part. But I do have plans to do some videos that are not live streams, so get ready, especially once the season starts. There's going to be a lot of content. I just don't like throwing how great I think Dallas is going to be down everybody's throat right now, because we don't know. I think they're going to be good. I'm on record to say 9 to 11 wins. I think that's where we're looking, 9 to 11. Is that negative, people? I don't think so. But anyway, that's it. Lunchtime, you chat later. Channel member Zoom call. This is an opportunity for people to set the record straight. Momo, it's an opportunity for you to come on and set the record straight. Like, why are you calling Mark and not calling me since you got my number? I don't know, because it would never have got to this. There would have never been a video where he really was taking your word for something that was handled, I thought. But all right, talk to you later. Peace.
What y'all, the second team?
We're the first team.
Yeah, we're not gonna fall for a banana in the tailpipe.
You're not gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe?
It should be more natural, brother. It should flow out like this. Look, man, I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe. See, that's more natural for us. You've been hanging out with this dude too long.